お前は一体何なんだ。お団地だ。
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another War of the Visions video here on Fort Misery Gaming. And today, guys, we are going to be doing our Should You Summon video for the brand new first water UR coming to global, Miranda. Now, Miranda's a very weird character. From my first looking over her kit a couple minutes ago, she's got 3 different classes, as always, with Red Mage, Time Mage, and Paladin. So she's trying to be a little bit of a hybrid unit, sort of like Ramza, and I'm going to tell you why I feel she comes a little bit short in comparison to Ramza, and why overall, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts at the end of why I think you shouldn't summon overall if you guys have already started working on some mages. Now, I will say the one outliner of why Gumi is going to try to force you to summon on this is going to be the upcoming Ifrit raid. Whenever Global does get that, she is going to be a prime character to use, being a water type, being a mage user. She's going to hit, both very effectiveness against Ifrit, since Ifrit's weak to water and magic. So if your goal is to do insanely well in the Ifrit mage, then yes, you should pull for her. If your overall goal is to round out your count for overall content, I'm going to say she's going to be a skip. But let's go over to her kit and why I feel that. Okay? So her stats here you guys see are 2090 HP, 157 TP, 149 AP, 3 move, 2 jump, 141 luck, 188 attack, 208 magic, 54 speed, dexterity 135, range 1. So her AP, TP, range, move, jump, all that's good. Like, that's all solid. She's actually got a little bit more jump than someone like Medina. She compares to Medina very well, and even Ramza very well as far as the TP and AP goes. HP, she's actually very strong as well. She's actually a lot tankier than Medina. She's got about 500 HP more than Medina, so that's very good. Ramza's got her beat by a little bit of HP, but it's not a large margin. And speed's very good as well. So she's pretty much right there. I think Medina's like 53 speed. We go to her real fast. Yeah, 53 speed. So they're very good in comparison there. Medina does have her beat on TP and AP. But Miranda has Medina beat on jump. So there is a kind of comparison. But the big thing here is the attack and magic are vastly lower. If we look at Ramza's stats real fast, vastly lower than Ramza's mix. Ramza has 264 attack to a 180 attack, and then almost 240 magic to a 208 magic. So even trying to be on the magic end, she still doesn't compare to Ramza's overall stats for magic and attack. And I think that's going to be a big hindrance of her. Overall of her stat pool and her skills and how she can deal damage, and that's why for overall content, especially like PvP, Guild Wars, real-time arena, all that good stuff, I think she's going to be severely underwhelming in that aspect. So I think she's going to be a pure raid, elemental, very niche sort of niche sort of levels you will bring her on to where she'll be effective. And we look at her master ability. It's a very, spread out ability where she's got 15% attack, 50% magic, and 5 defense. And the other big thing here is Medina is just solely on magic. So she's getting double the amount of magic ability from the master ability. On top of that, her magic stat is significantly higher at 266 to 208. So almost a 60, it's a 58 increase in this overall stat of magic. Then a 15% increase in master ability. So that's, once again, when we compare the stats, and this is the only comparison I'm going to be doing as far as the stat goes, just because I think it's good to see how she matches up to trying to be a hybrid unit like Ramza, then to a pure magic unit like Medina. And Medina is kind of the gold standard when it comes to mages, just because everyone knows that she's, SS tier, insanely good mage, if not the best mage overall in the game. So especially on global currently. So yeah, that's why I'm just going to say, like, overall stat-wise, she doesn't really compare to a pure mage, and then she also doesn't even compare to Ramza in those aspects as well. So that's going to be my kind of 2 cents on it. Now, is she bad? No, she's still good. She's very, very solid. So, all right, but let's go into her Limit Burst. Costs 69 AP, deals heavy magic damage to the targets in an area, and has a chance to inflict Confuse. So decent. It doesn't show her range here for some reason, on WOTB FFBE.gaming. But, we'll have to see. I'll have to see once I can actually see her her range and like action of how it compares to Medina, but be pretty hard to compare to Medina because her kind of gimmick with Medina, we all know, is walking up and limit breaking somebody and hoping you nuke them. So her TMR is actually pretty solid. The ability is actually very good. It's got an area increase of attack and magic for all allies in the area. So if you don't have Ramza, this ability is actually very good in comparison to like Ramza's shout. Probably will not have that wide range as Ramza's does, but nonetheless, it's still a good ability. It is a armor piece, so it does have high HP at 482. That's very, very good. Defense of 10, crit evasion of 8. So very similar to Ramza's TMR as far as stat-wise goes, but definitely ability-wise, I feel it's way better than Ramza's TMR. So Red Jacket overall, I feel is better than Ramza's TMR. So TMR-wise, it's really good. It gives you that fat HP stat you're looking for here. It gives you a little bit of defense and crit evasion. Which, you get crit evasion on that's a very unique stat to get, so you're not going to see that on a lot of equipment. So you use that as like your main, and then you could give yourself like an accessory like the Hermes sandals to give yourself like the evasion and stuff and speed. So you have a really good, well-rounded equipment set. So Red Jacket, very, very good. I do recommend, if you can get that eventually. It's a very strong. So let's look at her skills. First, in her main job for Red Mage, is going to be, first, she's going to deal water magic to targets in the area. This is basically the same thing, equivalent to Blizzard. Water is basically equivalent to Blizzard. Then we have Curia. This is actually pretty cool to have on your main skill. So you have a small target AoE for your water damage skill, and then you have a small heal as well. I actually like that a lot. Having built in on your main skill, having heal, because that eliminates you actually having to bring a healer in a lot of content. So I think that's super strong. I do like that uniqueness about her kit. And then starting AP, increase your starting AP. That's very, very strong. We've seen that with Medina. It's how important this skill is to be able to maximize just shotgun casting spells left and right. As long as you can until you run out of AP or you get, killed. But she does have a lot more survivability than Medina, so that's very good. Her reaction skill on her main job is going to has a chance to evade magic attacks. Overall in the meta, I don't feel this is very good. The magic meta is very, very limited. Right now, Medina is really the only magic user you really see. Outside of Ramza, if you guys have a unique build like me, the non-meta build, and you're using a lot of the magic-based Spellblade abilities on Ramza, then this could come in handy. But overall, I don't feel it's terribly good because physical and sword, more importantly, like Stern, Orlandu, Ramza, things like that are like so dominant in the meta. And even, Frederica and Lucia is going to be coming up in a couple weeks. So magic is very, very low on the meta overall, especially for PvP. And I feel reactions are like, we mostly want to gear those towards PvP. I don't think the reactions are going to matter so much in PvE, in my opinion, but there's that. Then we have Asuna, which is basically a cleanse. It's going to remove poison, dark, sleep, silence, paralysis, confusion, stone, toad, immobilize, disable, berserk, and stun. So pretty much everything, I think. So that's a good utility spell to have. If one of your key units gets locked down, you can, cleanse them out instead of having to just have them sit there waiting around and, things like that. And even for the poison, to get the poison damage DOT in this game is actually insanely massive. So that is actually very clutch even on poison. So yeah, it's very, very strong. Next, we have increased magic resistance. Is going to be another one of the passive skills that you have on her. So pretty good. But once again, like I said, it's just not... definitely increasing starting AP is way better, like infinitely better, just because the magic meta is not very strong right now in global. Then we have sleep, going to be a TP skill, inflict sleep for 3 turns. Then you guys have resist break, deals moderate damage to the target consecutively, and decreases SPR. So what that is, basically, this is like the magic version of Sid, kind of, where it deals moderate damage, and then it also decreases the SPR, which is the magic resistance. So that's actually pretty strong if you're going to be running a magic comp. So resistance break will actually be very useful in raids where magic damage is going to be very, very useful. So even if you already have a Medina built and you ended up building this unit, if you randomly, you decide you really wanted this unit, or if you randomly got her and then you eventually built her, resistant break will be a very good combination even if you're running with like a Medina that's not necessarily a water mage, but you still could use things like Flare to deal massive damage after a resistance break of lowering the magic defense. So it's very, very good. Fast cast, reduce casting time for allies significantly. That's really, really good as a TP skill. I really wish Medina had this skill on her main kit. So this is a very good utility TP skill, and it's very good to see the casters on their main like attacking job class get really useful TP skills. That is the one thing Medina does lack, is that she has to rely for her TP skills on her subclass. She does not have a lot of good TP skills on her main class, so this is a very solid skill. Next, we have Jammer Thrust, which is going to deal heavy magic damage to the target and prevents the target from casting abilities. So I believe that is only in relation to magic skills. I don't think that will shut off physical skills. I think, if you guys know for sure, if it legit shuts off everything but basic attacks, let me know, guys. But I think that. And the comparison to that is going to be Flare, and it looks like massive non-elemental magic damage compared to the heavy magic damage. I'm pretty sure the massive is a better modifier. So overall, Flare is probably stronger than Jammer Thrust. And I think that's also all I didn't say here. Dang. I don't know why sometimes this site doesn't have like everything listed out. Like this is like way better because I can actually see the ranges of everything, and I can see how many turns it takes and how much AP it costs and how many uses you have. But for some reason on Medina, I can't see any of that stuff. It's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, so that is going to be her main job class. Everything there. Now that I believe this is a combination of her. If you were to have her sub also on Red Mage. So that's why it's going to be like larger than the other things we're going to be going into. So now Time Mage. Time Mage passive is going to apply self, slow, stop, haste, quick immunity. So she's immune to slow, stop, haste, and quick. Don't know why you would want to be immune to haste though. I'm not sure on that. But then she has inflict immobilize to a target, inflict float to a target. Comet deals moderate non-elemental magical damage to the target. We've seen that on our Ayakas, so it's very good. Very good skill overall. It's medium damage and then non-elemental. So non-elemental is very good because it can be versatile in a lot of different content. Where obviously your Watera is going to be good in the Ifrit raid, but Comet could be you can use that any kind of PvE raid if you end up bringing this unit. If magic damage is the way to go, so that's why it's pretty good. And then counter slow, when receiving damage, has a chance to inflict slow on the target. I'm not a fan of these, of just randomly inflicting a random stat if your counter happens to go off. The other two counters weren't significantly great either for her. I'd say probably the best ones so far. We've only seen one counter so far. I'd still say the evade magic attacks is still probably better than that, just because I'd rather just have the chance of just completely evading like a magic limit break or something like that, or like a magic high damage spell like Flare, than having a chance to inflict slow if you proc it, So next, quick, increase CT for the ally. That's very, very good. Rapid casting decreases the casting time for abilities to melee. This is a very strong passive. So this and AP up, I think, are the best so far from what we've seen. Then we have position swap, swatch position with the target. I'm kind of meh on that. Slow decreases CT gain for the target. So this is lowers the amount of turns the target's going to get. Haste, increase CT gain for an ally for 3 turns. So this is crazy good. Haste is a very, very good passive TP skill. So this is very, very strong. I wish Medina had this as well. She does have an increase of agility, but not CT gain. So Time Mage, very, very good. I like her, the utility kit that she has for that. Very, very good. I like Haste a lot. I like Quick. I like Comet. And I like Immobilize. And I like the passive of Rapid Casting. So those are all very good. So let's go into the Paladin, which I believe is the last job. Yep. So Paladin, finally going over, is increase max HP and defense. So this is another useful passive skill. If your goal is to make her more of a survivability tank, or not tank, a survivability mage as opposed to a rush mage, which I don't feel she has the rush mage capability as Medina. So I think she would fill that role better. So I could see those 3 passive skills. This one, the rapid casting, and then the increased AP. I feel those are the 3 ones you probably will lean on overall in her kit. Then we have Divine Grace, increase max HP for self and allies in an area and restores that amount of HP. So however much you increase with Divine Grace, that's how much you'll also do a heal of. So that's very good, having an AoE heal. It's not a very good range, because you see her, she's in the target in the middle here, and you literally got to be in like a cross area to get those AoE effects. So that's a hard range to utilize. You like really have to be bunched up, and you got to be like have very, very specific on the range there. So that's going to be kind of hard. Then we have Blade Bash. We all know that from our boy Engelbert. Deal moderate damage and a chance for stun. Once again, her attack stat is not very good. So overall, this class I'm not a fan of just because her attack stat's so low. But anyway, Saint Heal restores a small amount of HP for self. Immortal Spirit. Remaining HP that would hit town to 0 is going to go down to, you basically have 1 HP remaining. You can only do this one time. Immortal Spirit's so awesome. It's basically like you have one last chance to do something before you truly die. So as long as you get a turn before when your Immortal Spirit triggers and you're not getting lapped over by the enemy units, then it's really good. It's like a super, super strong utility emergency spell. So then we have Sentinel, increase self-defense, spirit significantly, and decreases evasion. So you lower your evasion, but you increase your defense and spirit. This, I feel, is like really bad for her because she's not a dedicated tank. I feel you'd be better off building her for evasion than defense spirit, and that's why I feel overall the Paladin class is just not very good for her. And then we have a Track Blade, deals heavy damage to the target and increases the chance of being targeted itself for 3 turns. So that's, I believe that's like taunt. That's just like taunt. So like taunt spell. But yeah, I don't feel that's great either. Like once again, just because she's not really a tank at all. She's pretty squishy. I mean, not like super squishy, but she's definitely not like super high on HP. So yeah, I'm not a fan of a Track Blade either. And then she has a chance to counterattack against physical attacks. So I would assume this would be you would do a physical counterattack. I would think, because it's Paladin Guard. So overall, I would say this is not great either for a counter. So her counter sets, I'm not really a fan of, to be honest. Like, she only has 3, and I guess to evade magic attacks. But then when you're not using and going up against any magic users in content, then I guess Paladin Guard would be your best bet. Just because if you're going against all physical attacks, you know, getting some kind of damage off as opposed to 0, like having a dead reaction, is still better. But and then to wrap up, she's got resistance of 10% to swords, minus 5% for fists, and minus 15%. What is that for? I don't even know what symbol. Like I forget what that symbol means. Yeah, I totally forgot what that symbol means. Alright, then she's got 20% resistance to fire, and then minus 10% for lightning. So, PvP, I don't recommend her, because straight up, the PvP meta is super heavy lightning right now, with Orlando and Frederica. So, yeah, I would not recommend that at all. So, there you guys go. So, once again, and, you know, it's shown here, the Ifrit raid. Obviously, that is going to be where she shines, guys. And as we go over her kit as a whole, like, overall, her utility on her kit is strong. Like, it's definitely good. It's just that if you guys have already built up Medina, I just don't recommend it. And the thing is, you can still use Medina for the Ifrit raid, even though she's going to be weak in the raid. And, I mean, if you can position her well in manual play, and you can keep Medina alive, where she can just keep casting flares, she'll still have probably a pretty good damage output against the Ifrit raid, because this is non-elemental. So you're not using ice magic damages on flare. But, you know, guys, if you guys are really looking for a mage, she's solid. She's not terrible. But I want you guys to keep in mind what banners are coming down the pipeline if you guys are looking to build them. We're going to have Warrior of Light probably in 6 weeks or so, maybe 2 months. And we're going to be having Lucia as the next banner. So if you guys are looking to build Lucia, if you guys are saving up your win materials, if you guys have already built Frederica and you're looking to run a gunner comp, you want to skip this banner. Like, she is definitely not a must-have unit. I think she's going to be very specific to PvE content. I don't think she's going to be a big player in PvP at all. So just because of how the meta is, I don't feel Orlando is going to be phased out of the meta anytime soon. Frederica will probably be pretty stable for a while as well, until she kind of gets power creeped a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. I think you guys should skip. I think you guys should save your resources because this is not a game where you could max limit break every unit. You guys got to keep that in mind. So that's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's content, drop a like down below, hit subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that bell so you guys are notified for the next video. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the patch update to go over all the details. If there's anything new they randomly do decide to drop between tonight and tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next video. Watch your hands, stay safe, guys. Join our Discord down below if you guys are looking to chat more on War of the Visions and all that good stuff, and we will help you guys out with any kind of content you guys are having issues with, or if you just want to chat about the game or other mobile gaming content. Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you all in the next one.